Imagine a world where retro meets revolution, where the golden age of analog driving fuses seamlessly with the electric pulse of the future. That's exactly what's happening right now with one of the most legendary names in European motoring, the Opel Manta. The year is 2026, and this icon isn't just back, it's reborn. Welcome to DrivedriftX, the ultimate place for car lovers who live and breathe horsepower, torque, and timeless design. Before we dive deep into the stunning rebirth of this legend, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and tell me this: if you could resurrect any one classic car and give it an electric soul, what would it be? Because after today, you might have a brand new favorite. The Opel Manta. Even saying the name sparks nostalgia. Back in 1970, when it first hit the streets, it was something special. A car with attitude, flair, and that unmistakable German confidence. It was sleek, fast, and elegant, but never arrogant. People called it the European Mustang, but the truth is, the Manta had its own soul. It was a driver's car through and through, light, responsive, and emotionally connected. Legends say that Opel's designers named it after the manta ray because they were inspired by how effortlessly the creature glides through the ocean, calm, yet powerful. And that philosophy, that sense of balance between grace and strength, is exactly what defines the 2026 Manta today. Now, let's talk about what makes this comeback so special. Opel didn't just slap a badge on an EV platform and call it a day. No, this is a complete reimagining of what a retro-futuristic coupe can be. From a distance, it still carries the silhouette that fans remember: the long, sculpted hood, the fastback roofline, and those classic proportions. But up close, it's a work of modern art. The front end glows with Opel's new visor design language, featuring a single-piece light bar that stretches across the nose, with a luminous Opel Blitz logo floating in the center. When you unlock it, the car literally greets you, a soft, rippling light animation that looks like a manta ray moving beneath the surface of water. Slide your eyes along the sides, and you'll see muscle and minimalism blended perfectly. The flared wheel arches, the subtle chrome line tracing the window frame, and those 21-inch turbine wheels, every detail feels deliberate, purposeful, emotional. And when you reach the rear, you're met with taillights that resemble a pair of glowing manta eyes, pulsing softly as you brake. It's elegant, but it's also bold, a statement that the past can be reborn with class. Now, under the skin, this beauty is all new. The 2026 Opel Manta is built on Stellantis's STLA medium platform, powered by a dual-motor electric setup that pushes around 400 horsepower and up to 500 pound-feet of torque. That means 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 4 seconds, fast enough to silence anyone who thinks old-school cars can't handle the EV age. And here's the kicker: it's rear-wheel drive. Yeah, Opel stayed true to the roots. The moment you hit the accelerator, it feels alive, not just quick, but beautifully balanced. The car pivots through corners with poise, and the steering feedback is pure magic. This isn't just a machine, it's an experience. And here's where the myths begin again. Enthusiasts online have already started calling the Manta 2026 the Ghostfish, a nickname born from its glowing light signature and the way it silently moves down the road. Some say Opel engineers secretly tuned its handling using algorithms based on manta ray movement in water, taking inspiration from the way those creatures adjust to currents and flow. It sounds like a myth, but if you've seen the car dance on a winding road, you'd believe it too. Inside, it's a perfect blend of retro soul and future tech. The cabin greets you with a full-width curved OLED display Opel calls the Pure Panel. But there's something genius about it: it can transform. In classic mode, it recreates the look of a 1970s analog dash with glowing needles and old-school typography. Switch to futuristic mode, and the interface becomes a holographic control hub, where you can customize colors, power distribution, and even simulate the sound of the original inline-4 Manta engine. Yeah, that's right, it can make itself sound like its ancestor. A perfect echo of the past, reborn in electrons. The seats are crafted from sustainable materials, vegan leather mixed with recycled ocean plastics, but styled after Recaro's vintage bucket seat. They hug you tight when you drive spiritedly, but stay cloud soft on long highway runs. The ambient lighting, inspired by bioluminescent sea life, pulses gently along the doors, shifting hues based on driving mode. Every time you accelerate, the interior glows brighter, almost like the car's heart is beating with yours. The battery is a 77 kWh pack, good for roughly 300 miles of range. It supports 800-volt charging, meaning you can go from 10 to 80% in just 18 minutes. That's road trip ready, and thanks to Opel's advanced thermal management, the battery stays cool and efficient, even when you're pushing it hard. But what's really fascinating is the new regenerative braking system. It uses artificial intelligence to adapt to your driving style, learning when you like to coast and when you like to brake. It feels intuitive, like the car's predicting your next move. But here's what separates the Manta from the crowd: emotion. You see, most modern EVs are quick, quiet, and clinical. The Manta is different. It's emotional. It's about feeling connected to the car, to the road, and to the moment. It's not trying to be a Tesla or a BMW. It's trying to be something more human. You can feel the legacy of the 1970s version in every curve of the steering wheel, every hum of the motor. And that legacy runs deep. Back in its prime, the Manta was the underdog. It wasn't the fastest, but it had character. People tuned them, raced them, and loved them for what they represented: freedom, individuality, rebellion. Opel knows that, and they've baked that spirit right into the 2026 model. The tagline for the launch campaign says it all: the legend recharged. It's not just marketing, it's truth. There's also a rumor going around that Opel's engineers worked with old Manta Club members during development. They invited owners of original Mantas to give feedback on handling feel, seat positioning, and even throttle response. Imagine that, fans of the original shaping the rebirth of the beloved icon. That's respect. That's authenticity. Now, let's talk about how it drives. The acceleration is instant, smooth, but not overwhelming. There's a sense of calm power, like the car knows it doesn't need to show off. In corners, it's sharp and composed, with perfect weight distribution. The suspension uses adaptive dampers that read the road surface 200 times per second, keeping you stable and confident even on rough asphalt. And when you switch to Spirit mode, the steering tightens, the throttle sharpens, and the artificial sound system kicks in, giving you that vintage roar through the speakers. It's eerie how real it feels. But my favorite part, the Heritage Key. It's a special digital token you can only get if you own an original Manta. Plug it into the system, and it unlocks exclusive drive modes, classic liveries, and even digital badges displayed on the dashboard. Opel's basically rewarding loyalty and keeping the family together. That's beautiful. And let's not forget the mythology surrounding this car. The Manta has always been a symbol of freedom and individuality. In the 1980s, Manta drivers became a pop culture icon in Germany, rebellious, confident, sometimes even mocked in comedy films. Opel has turned that image around. The new Manta is all about owning your uniqueness, daring to be different, daring to drive something that's not afraid to stand out. When you see this car glide silently through the city, it's like a ghost from the past, familiar yet evolved. People stop, they stare, they feel something. That's what the 2026 Opel Manta does. It connects people through emotion, memory, and pure design beauty. So now I want to ask you, do you think the future of classic cars lies in electric revival? Can an EV truly capture the soul of an icon like the Manta? Or does the sound of pistons and gasoline remain irreplaceable? Drop your thoughts below, because the automotive world is changing fast, and legends like this might just show us how to do it right. Before we wrap this up, remember, here at DrivedriftX, we don't just talk about cars, we talk about emotion, heritage, and the art of motion itself. The 2026 Opel Manta is proof that innovation doesn't mean forgetting where you came from. It means taking the best of the past and electrifying it for the future. So, if you loved this deep dive into the revival of a true classic, hit that like button, subscribe to DrivedriftX, and share this video with every car lover you know. Because legends like the Manta deserve to be seen, felt, and remembered. Stay tuned for more automotive icons reborn, and as always, drive safe, dream big, and keep drifting through the future.